Welcome to Ted's Library. This is the series of videos where I, Ted, introduce you to my library. Good library. We today will be talking about books that I picked up. As always, the books in Ted's library were picked up for unreasonably cheap from a Goodwill, and we do not condone that behavior, but it is a nice way to get some cheap books. On today's episode, we will be talking about fantasy. That's right, fantasy books. Let's get into the first book. You guys, I found it. I found it. The Lord of the Rings, the Fellowship of the Ring, the special edition that I wanted to get. Found it at Goodwill. Goofy Wizard. Not nearly as goofy as the other two, but I found it, and now I can finally read The Lord of the Rings. I know. Stop yelling at me. It's been too long. I should have read it at this point, but I saw the movies when I was just growing up, and I feel like I kind of got the gist. But again, stop yelling at me. You need to calm down, all right? I will read them. I have it now. So let's get on to the next book, the first actual book in the list. The next book in the list of fantasy books is The Night Circus by Aaron Morgenstern. I've heard a good deal about this book. I'm not sure how to feel about it. I'm not the biggest fan of circuses, or carnivals, or clowns. But I don't know how much that has to pertain to this book. So, it's got a nice little cover going. It's got like a cool, weird kind of a cover. I don't know. On to the next book. Another entry in the Discworld collection. This time it's Men-at-Arms by Terry Pratchett. The second book in the Guards series of Discworld, the sub-series. I've read Guards, and not having this book is what has kind of prevented me from continuing on and reading Feet of Clay and all those sorts of books. But, I'm really excited about this one. I know there's a werewolf, and they recruit a bunch of different people to the watch. But yeah, classic Discworld. I'm excited to read it. Let's look. A million other Discworld books. So it's nice to add this to the collection. And on to the next book. I haven't read much from this author, but I tried to read one book and I couldn't get quite into it, but I've heard that this one is a little bit better, and that book is American Gods by Neil Gaiman. I have also heard that Good Omens is good, Terry Pratchett, Neil Gaiman, so that could be fun, checking that out. But, I've heard great things about American Gods. It seems like it's his book, like Neil Gaiman, American Gods, that's the book. I'm interested in checking this out, and on to the next book. Before we get into the last two books, I do want to say, please like and subscribe and leave a comment if there's anything that you'd like to, comment on book-wise. You have any additional information you want to let me know of something. And the next book is The Black Company by Glenn Cook. Ooh, almost fumbled that. The Black Company by Glenn Cook. I've heard this is gnarly stuff. It's not that long. I really enjoyed The Blade itself, which is a nice, brutal, fun, grimdark, and I've heard this is just so intense and brutal. And you're not particularly like the characters, but hey, you know what? Sometimes that's how it goes. Sometimes people are anti-heroes, and you just gotta kind of, just shrug it out, baby. On to the final book. Ooh, the final book. I usually leave the best for last on the final book, and this is no exception. People have recommended this book to me a gajillion times, and this author, I haven't read anything by this author, and I think people are going to be mad at me when I reveal that I have not read anything by Brando Sando, And the book is Mistborn. I haven't read any of the Stormlight Archive. I tried to read Elantris on tape, and it was kind of a bummer. So I did not finish that, and I could only listen to it in the car because it was on CD from, anyway, the library. Mistborn. I've heard this is a really great entry into the Cosmere. Another first entry in a trilogy. I know the second series is a tetralogy. I mean, yeah, you know, this guy, he's writing books left and right. I feel no need to try and keep up with him. Some people do, but interested to get into Mistborn. I know it's like magic, heist, and the dark guy already won. The Dark Lord, the dark guy. And the Dark Lord already won. What the fuck is wrong with me? Anyway, it's probably a good time to end the video. Mistborn, Brando Sando. Thank you for watching. If you're interested, please like and subscribe. I'm going to be doing more Ted's Library books and individual book reviews coming up here soon. But until then, please enjoy your day, and I'll see you on the next video. Well, you can't have a tall dwarf.